Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to the vlog. I want to thank you so much for hitting that play button today. If you're stopping in for the very first time, my name is Chuck, and I am a local P&D driver for Estes Express. And I am getting my week started. Today is Monday. You know, you may not see this for another week or two, but most of my vlogs are a week old or older, one of the two. Just because I don't have time to edit them during the course of a week. Usually I'll do it on a day off or something like that. But as you can see, I'm right here with some pup trailers. On Monday mornings, usually our yard is quite full of these, just simply because this is freight that's come in over the weekend via our extra board drivers that basically just hop from terminal to terminal throughout the week or throughout their 5-day work week. Well, during the weekends, the terminals are closed, so all this freight starts kind of coming in. So I'm hooked up to a trailer, headed to a customer now to drop it off and then grab an empty. And but one thing I wanted to say in this video, kind of getting started, is I've had quite a few people reach out to me about Estes, and I just want to let you know that Estes is hiring. I believe it's like 1,000 drivers between now and like August, somewhere in there across our network. We have well over 200 and golly, I'm just going to say well over 200 terminals, so there's most likely one near you. You can work for Estes, drive for Estes, if you live within, I think it's 75 miles of a terminal. So if maybe you're an OTR driver right now, maybe you're in food service right now, maybe you were working for Pepsi or Coke, or maybe you're working for Cardinal, or you're working for whoever, and maybe you're looking for, you want to stay kind of over the road, but you don't want to be gone for 4 or 5 weeks at a time. Estes is a great place to come drive. It's real simple to get your doubles and triple endorsements, hazmat endorsement. It's not difficult at all. People think it is. I mean, to me, hauling hazmat, and I don't haul it a whole lot, even when I'm out on, doing extra board type work, sometimes, but again, it's not like it's a big thing. You basically have additional paperwork, you have some placards, but it's no different than really hauling regular freight. So don't be scared of that if that's what's maybe holding you back. But I do know that Estes in some areas are hiring drivers who do not have their endorsements, but are willing to get their endorsements within a 6-month period or however long it may be for that terminal. So reach out to your local. There's a link in the description below. Go down there and click on that, fill out an application, send it in, and then just call your local terminal and ask for the terminal manager. And let them know you're looking to come work for Estes. And whether you want to be a P&D driver and deliver all day and go home, or maybe you want to be an extra driver and pull these pups from terminal to terminal and make really, really good money doing it, and be able to have a work-life balance, because that's key in trucking. That's hard to find. Once you get that 1-year experience, getting that work life to home life balance can be sometimes hard to do. LTL allows you to do that and yet make really, really good money doing it. So this video is mostly going to be about my experience here at Estes, just because I really haven't made a video like this, and I've had people request, hey Chuck, what's it like to get hired at Estes? What's the hiring process like? All of those type things. Are you happy at Estes? Do you enjoy working there? How long you been there? I've been here almost a year now. It's hard to believe, but we're coming up on a year here in another month and a half or so. And I can tell you, I've worked in, dabbled in OTR, got my CDL, and was out over the road per se. Not for very long, believe me, but out there over the road. Then I came back and I worked at Pepsi, and then I worked at a beer company that distributed beer, all kinds of different things. Because I wanted to get my 1-year experience so that I could, in my research, found out that LTL was really the place to be. Now, I didn't know I wanted to come to Estes, but through my research, I knew this was the company for me. Because I think, first and foremost, they're a privately owned company. Their hands aren't tied by what Wall Street wants them to do, or all of these types of things. I am a person that has lived debt-free since 2014. I like it that Estes is a company that is debt-free, meaning from the standpoint of when they buy things, they have a large enough net worth to be able to buy tractors, trailers, all these types of things. And so that was something that appealed to me. Of course, hey, you gotta love their trucks. You know, some people say yellow and red, you know. But I like their equipment. Now, they do need some newer equipment in some areas. That's unquestionable. But I think during these days and times, it's kind of hard to even get tractors nowadays because of the chip shortage and just everything else that's going there. But Estes, they've got good benefits. Their 401k, they now allow you to they'll begin to match your 401k, whatever you put in, at an earlier time frame versus what they used to. So that's really good. As far as once you submit an application, I will tell you, contact the terminal manager, as I said before, and they will get you, they'll make sure your application gets to a recruiter or something like that. A recruiter will contact you. At that point, they'll begin running through your process of, they may ask you some additional work history questions. And then I would say from start to finish, it took me, now I had a restriction on my license. I had a manual restriction because where I went and got my CDL, everything was automatic. So they had nothing to test out in a manual. So I did have to go down to my local DMV. I rented a truck and went out and did a road test with a manual so that I could get that restriction off my license. From start to finish, it was about a month is how long it took, maybe 5 weeks. Once I came in, I did 3 days of orientation, or 4 days of orientation / going out with drivers. I did pick up everything really quickly. All the drivers I went out to signed off on me going ahead and going out on my own. Typically, that's not what happens. Typically, you're out for, I've been here when some other new drivers have come in and they've, had a couple of weeks of training, going out with drivers every day and doing the driving at the backing with, someone who knows the route sitting next to them. So don't think you're going to come in and get thrown to the fire. That's not always the case. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but as far as uniforms, I got my uniforms after about 30 days. I did order some additional ones, and you can order whatever you want. They have their own kind of store that you can get this stuff from. It does come from Cintas, but you do it online through their website. And again, it's just been and I think a lot of it's going to depend on your terminal manager, where you live. Would I have as much fun doing this if I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, or if I lived in the Bronx, or if I lived in New Jersey, or I don't know, because that is just so jam-packed in there. But where I live in the country, the terminal manager that I have, which is, I enjoy the freedom he gives us out here. He's monitoring things. We're out here doing our job. He lets us do our job, and we've got some really good dispatchers. And so that a lot of that has to do with your support team back at the terminal. But overall, I cannot complain at all. It's great pay. Again, you get a week of vacation after 6 months. Every year, it begins to go up every year. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not a real big vacation person, even though my wife says I need to take more vacations. But it's definitely just a great company. And I know there's some rather good ones out there. But if you're looking for one and there happens to be an Estes in your area, definitely. And they do have a referral program. You don't have to put me down as a referral. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about them saying, hey, Chuck, you brought 12 on new drive. That's not what I'm here for. And that's not why I'm sharing this. I'm sharing this because I know there's people out there just like me who had a year of experience and didn't know what I wanted to do and began to do some research. I knew I didn't want to spend 5-6 weeks out on the road. I knew I didn't want to live in a truck. I knew I didn't want to go sit at shippers and receivers for hours on end. I knew I didn't want to have to deal with any of that. But I knew there had to be something out there that would allow me to drive a truck and have a balance of home and work. And that's what LTL will give you. And Estes has a lot of great different programs in their system that you can do. P&D, home every day, work during the day. Line haul, they've got some that are during the day and some are at night. Extra board drivers, where you go out for 5 days and just go from terminal to terminal and stay in a hotel every day. So you get a hot shower and, you know, a decent bed to sleep in. You're not sleeping in the back of a truck at a truck stop somewhere. So it's really glorious OTR, yet you get 2 days off, and it's not a 34-hour reset, it's 2 full days, and actually in most cases it's a little bit more than 2 days. And you make great money. And if you want to learn more about line haul, the pay and all that, go check out my good friend Chris, who is currently he's a bid run driver out of Little Rock, but he's also spent a couple years being an extra board driver. Link to his channel is down in the description. Go check out some of his older videos where he talks about pay. Great pay and great work to life balance. I think that's key. I really think that's key in life. Because you know what? You can be out here on the road and make all the money you want, but if you're not at home, you know, spending time with your family, your kids if you have them, your wife if you have one, that's mentally healthy for you. But guys, I've rambled on long enough. I hope I've answered some of the questions that I've gotten in. But until I see you guys at the next video, I hope each and every one of you have a blessed rest of your day. And remember this, all this doesn't mean anything if you don't enjoy your life, because you only get to do this one time. You only get to live on this earth one time. There's no redo. This isn't a dress rehearsal. And in that time, in that amount of time, you only have so much time. That's one commodity you can't get back. One resource you can't go out and get more. You can go get more money. You can go get more stuff. But you can't go and buy more time. So make sure you enjoy each and every day. And remember, as I always say, life truly is short. Make sure you make it sweet. We'll see you at the next one, everybody. Peace.